Hey guys, today is Thursday, August 23rd, and I am 26 weeks and 1 day pregnant. Excuse me if I have to clear my throat a lot. My allergies have been absolutely horrible. I dry heave, I'm constantly clearing my throat. I am just absolutely freaking miserable with allergies, so just try to bear with me through this video. I'm going to try to catch up on some of the things that I haven't shared with you guys over the last month or so. The first one is on August the 8th, and I'm looking at my calendar. I had my glucose screen, and I passed that. I know they said to fail the test, your number has to be 140, and my number was 132. So obviously it's higher than I personally would have liked it to be, but the way my OB put it to me was that if my number had been 139, they would have passed me anyway. So 32 is better than 39, or 40 for that matter. So that's a huge relief off of my shoulders, because with Jace, I failed the 1 hour and I had to go back for the 3 hour, and I was borderline with him, and that was something that was really stressing me out with this pregnancy. And apparently it seems like I may be doing better health-wise this time, even though I feel worse, which is really weird, but I guess that's just how it works. Also, the last appointment I had with my OB was yesterday in the morning, and it went really well, honestly. She has mentioned a C-section, which I'm not like super excited about, but mainly because of the way that Jace's delivery went. It was so awful and so super dangerous. I could have very easily bled out and bled to death if they hadn't had done the things that they did in the hospital. And it was actually, in my opinion, because of neglect on the hospital's part. But regardless, we both could have died, and this doctor is very sweet and very concerned about not having a repeat situation with another labor and delivery. And because my labor was so long with Jace, that she just really believes that it would be safer for me and the baby to have a C-section as opposed to like a natural vaginal delivery, just based on the fact that Jace has Erb's palsy from the birth, and we don't want this baby or any other babies to have to go through that, because obviously, like, Jace had a miracle situation. Like, when he was 2 weeks old, he regained motor function in his arm, and then with physical therapy, he pretty much gained the entire function back. But that's not always the case, obviously, when a baby has Erb's palsy. So I went from being told that he would never use his left arm, he would never play sports, never do anything. And then when he was 2 weeks old, he miraculously started moving his arm. After that, we pursued physical therapy just to help make sure that everything was good and dealt with. And after just a couple sessions, they said he seems perfectly fine. So obviously I thank God for that story of healing with Jace, but we just don't want to risk it with this one. She did say if I went into labor around 35 weeks, a vaginal delivery would be fine. But because Jace was a normal sized baby at 7 pounds and 5 ounces, she does believe that there's a pretty good chance that my pelvis just may not be big enough to deliver babies safely, I suppose. So that being said, I have an appointment coming up here in less than a week to go speak with some high risk obstetricians to get their opinion on what they think would be the safest route to deliver this baby. So I'm not crazy about a C-section. It's the absolute last thing in this world that I want to do, but for the health of the baby, it's worth it. So just keep praying for me about that. I hope it doesn't go that way, but if it does, I'm finally very slowly starting to make peace with the idea of a C-section. So that's just a possibility. We'll see what happens with that. Also, we did have an ultrasound, and that was August the 10th, and the baby didn't cooperate very much. The face was basically like cram-packed into my placenta, and they had quite a hard time getting the measurements that they needed, but they did get it. And based on ultrasound, I know it's not super accurate, but the baby's weight was 1 pound 8 ounces back on August the 10th. So that ultrasound was not my favorite. The tech was kind of like rushed because she wanted to go home and get off her shift, and wasn't the most pleasant person to deal with. So that was not really like a fun memory for me, but anytime you get to see your baby on the screen, it is special. So there isn't much to say about that appointment besides the fact that they were just trying to keep up with measurements and just kind of keep an eye on this one and see about the baby's growth. And I think the reason the OB is trying to keep up with it is because of the idea of the C-section, because Jace was only 7 pounds. So anyways, that was basically, that's really the only things that have happened in the last month that are pregnancy related. I am still crazy tired. I still get headaches. I have got insane allergies. The acid reflux is the worst in the world. Like, it is horrible. And I had it with Jace, so I expected it this time, but it is just making me absolutely crazy. Other than that though, there's not a whole lot that's changed pregnancy wise. The OB checked the heart rate, and the heart rate started like 155 yesterday, and it kind of dropped down to the 140s. But the baby was very, very active, and she had a hard time keeping up with where the baby was going, because the heart rate would just shoot up and then go slow back down. So hard to keep this one still inside of me. I feel the baby move all the time. Oh my goodness, I can feel somersaults and flips and kicks, and I especially notice it if I get hungry. This child goes wacko inside of my body like crazy. And then when I eat, things calm down. I don't feel movement as much. And then when it's time for the next meal, it's just craziness inside of me again. So this one is going to be a child that I feel is going to be very clear with me about when they're hungry and when they're ready to eat. But anyway, yeah, I feel it all the time, and it's only been in the last week, I believe, that I can actually feel it on the outside. It's taken long enough to get to this point. It's been a while. And whenever my husband tries to feel the baby decides to quit moving. So I guess this one likes to play hide and seek a little bit, but anyway, it's really cool though. It's a strange feeling. I don't remember Jace being this way. He was kind of one that would just like ram me with his elbow or his knee, or he was just, he made really pronounced movements, but this one is very, very fast and quick, like little flutters. And I do remember describing it that way with Jace, but maybe it's just because it's been a while and I haven't experienced it in a long time, or maybe it's just because it really is different. But yeah, I've said this so much. You guys are so tired of hearing me saying it, I'm sure. But this pregnancy feels so different from Jace's. I just can't get over how different it is. And it's just strange. Like, it's only been a few years, but I feel like there's so much that I either don't remember from Jace's pregnancy, or this one has just changed so much that it just kind of freaks me out a little bit. But anyway, that being said, that's basically like my pregnancy update for this past month, I guess. On the heels of that though, there is something that I feel like it's time for me to sort of get off of my chest. I've been holding it in for a long time, and this video is going to be a little bit longer than normal, so thanks for your patience, guys. But this is something that it's time for me to say it and just be able to just kind of clear it out of my heart or my soul or whatever. It's just been affecting me a lot lately, and I don't even know like what I'm gonna say or like how it's gonna come out of my mouth, but life has been really hard. I feel like my family, my husband and my son and me and this baby, life has changed so drastically for us, and it's changed so quickly that this has really been a hard season of life for all of us. I see it come out of me, I see it come out of my husband, I see it come out of our toddler. I don't want to go into like super personal details because I'm pretty private, but it's been really hard. And this last week, I really just had to take a step away and go spend some time with my folks and just try to gather myself. It's been really difficult. Thankfully, I do feel like God has been leading me to resources to help slowly but surely and little by little. And that really does, you know, give me a big sigh of relief. But I have to be honest, and I love, oh my gosh, I love my son. Like, I wouldn't trade the time I have with him and with my husband for anything in the world. But I'm also want to be honest and say, like, it's hard. It is so lonely to be a stay-at-home mom. I don't get a lot of adult interaction. The few conversations or interactions that I do get are usually, you know, over the phone. Sometimes it's with relatives, but I've really come to learn a lot about myself since we've moved to this house, and I really feel like I'm really a personable person. I really crave socialization, I crave community, and it has been a really hard ride for me. I don't adapt to change very well, and I have felt the strain of all of the change and all the new pressures that we've experienced come down on us really hard. And it feels good to like put it out there and get it off of my chest, obviously, but at the same time, there's obviously a fear that comes with saying these things, because like I said, I'm pretty private. I think I'm a decently strong person considering a lot of the things that I've been through, and life has just been really painful lately. I'm not gonna paint it prettier than it is. It's really sucked. And again, like, I do feel a relief knowing that like we found resources to help us with the different areas of life that have been stressing us out. But my husband has been going through a lot of crap on the job. I have been in massive fights with the health insurance, trying to get them to do what they're supposed to do and keep their end of the deal We've been stressed financially, emotionally, spiritually. There have just been so many things that have been coming down so hard on us. And if you're a praying person or a person of faith, just if you ever think of us, just lift us up to the Father, because it really has, it's been hard. And it's only, you know, been the last day or two that I've really started to kind of feel like myself again. And I don't even feel fully like myself. I still feel like I need my space. I need my breathing room. I still need time to recover and heal from a lot of just the stress that we've been carrying. I do tend to isolate a lot, which is not the best strategy, obviously, but I feel very safe when I isolate, and I kind of keep things, you know, in my own heart and don't share a lot. It just feels safer to me because I have a lot of trust issues. But regardless, it does feel good to get it out there and be honest. And it does scare me. I know that we have family that watches our videos. We have friends, people that know us in our personal lives. And obviously there's always the concern of the gossip and the judgment and things like that. But all that aside, I can't let my fears control my life. I've got to move on. And if I feel like I need to get it out, I'm going to get it out. So anyways, that's basically why I've taken a break from this, because I have just felt very overwhelmed, and I have felt very suffocated lately in my life. So that being said, I'm gonna show you guys my belly. I do appreciate any support, even if it's a silent prayer that I never know was prayed. I do feel that. I do feel you know, I feel like I get held up sometimes by the prayers of the people that do pray for us and think about us. And whether I know it or not, it doesn't go unnoticed. Like I really do feel it, and I do appreciate all of the love and support that we do get. So anyways, here's a belly shot. "26 weeks and 1 day pregnant." Today it's finally started to cool off a little bit, so I've started to wear long sleeves and long pants. People at the store looked at me like I was psycho, like absolutely crazy. But nothing feels comfortable unless it's super stretchy. So that explains why I am in fall clothing at the end of August. But anyways, if you guys have any questions, comment below. Please like and subscribe. I really appreciate that. And I will talk to you guys for my next update. Bye guys.